Well, thanks for coming into my shop today. Today I have a gift cigar that was given to me by a man named Scott, who I interact with on a regular basis. He found out I enjoyed smoking cigars, and he said, "Hey, I've got a couple cigars that I think you should have." He's the same one who gave me the Ohana cigar. If you follow us on our Facebook, you'll know I posted a picture of that one. That one was good. And today he gave me the Azan. You can see this band right there. It's pretty simple. It just says Azan. It's got the leaf, kind of made there into a cigar. It also says established in Cuba in 1928, and right there in the back, it says Azan made in Nicaragua. I'm not sure how we can actually make that out, but that's what it says. I promise. So, some interesting thing about these cigars is they're actually rolled up in China. That is straight from their website. This is the first cigar that I've ever known of to kind of come right out and say it. I mean, I assume there's thousands of cigars that are rolled in China, but this one. It just kind of really surprised me with this being a very complex cigar. This has an Ecuadorian Corojo red wrapper. This has a Nicaraguan binder, and then it has three different fillers: the Matafina out of Brazil, and then Jalapa and Esteli out of Nicaragua. So this is a pretty complex blend already before even getting started. So to have it rolled in China. I mean, we all kind of have that, the persona that, cheap stuff comes out of China. But, when you think about it, all your latest smartphones, they're all put together in China. Your iPhone is made in China. So, with that being said, I'm going to definitely keep an open mind about this one. I really like the band on this just because it's so simple. It's simple yet elegant. The roll on this is definitely in that Cuban style. You can see right here how it's kind of bumpy. It's got those dips and valleys. It's bumpy without being ugly. There's no prevalent veins on this whatsoever. It's rolled very, very nicely. Another thing they do say on their website is that a roller will only roll one size of their cigar for each of their line. This is their premium white line is all they say about that. So very, very finely rolled, I will say. It's a lot of earthiness here on the smell of this wrapper. Like a dried broken branches and little dirty earth to it. It's nice. It's a good smell. The draw is fantastic. It's just super, super easy. I'd say it's got a little bit of woodiness in there. A little bit of woodiness, a little bit of a kind of a green plantiness to it as well. Maybe a little creaminess happening in there as well. So I'm gonna light this up. There's a really nice toastiness that comes off of this right away. This Corojo wrapper is supposed to have a distinctive sweetness to it. I'm not getting it yet, but of course this is just the first light. There's just lots of toastiness. I almost want to say like a toasted woodiness to it, and not really a toasted bread. It's not quite bready. Yeah, there's a lot of spice coming through. You can definitely feel it right here on the sides of your tongues. So that's coming through really, really prevalent here, getting into this like third and fourth puff. It's really complex. That the toastiness is there, the wood is there, the spice is there. feel like there's a couple other things going on in there as well. I'm going to do my best to describe them as I get here into this first third. The first third of this Azan, this made in Nicaragua, originally from Cuba, Chinese rolled cigar. Um, I would say here through the first third, it's gotten very, very spicy. The spice is just magnified completely. It's totally overpowering all that wood and toastiness that I was getting on the first light. It does have some real light flavors hanging around back there. Like those woods, I would say maybe just a real light roast coffee as well hanging around there. But really that spice is just dominated. I was not really expecting that because of the wrapper, it being a Corojo wrapper. But I mean, it does have some Esteli in there, some jalapa, and that Brazilian that's mixed in there will give you some spices as well. The draw has been excellent. The burn has been excellent. Been having a little trouble keeping this one lit. I've had to definitely baby it to make sure that it stayed lit. So I'm going to get here into the second third and be right back in 1 second. So I'm through the second third of this Azan. The spices have mellowed out just a little bit. They're still there. I feel like the spice here in the second third has really kind of hindered this cigar a lot. It's just been so overpowering. Like there in the beginning of the second third, at the end of the first third, that it almost made the cigar just not flavorful at all, except for the spice, and just the spices are pretty bitter, so there wasn't enough there in the background to really help balance the cigar. I do get a whole lot of wood now in this one. There are some nice chewy wood tones. Whenever you can get them between the spice. The burn is still pretty good, as you can see right there. The draw is excellent. I will say on this though, it's been having to. I've definitely had to baby this cigar a whole lot. It's gone out 3 or 4 times on me while I've been puffing, and I'm not really sure why. It's not too moist. It's not split. The roll looked great on it. And like I said, the draw was good. It's not a loose draw, and it's not a tight draw. So I would say that's a pretty big negative for this cigar being so highly regarded from the Azan people, with them promoting this as a high end cigar. That's something that really surprised me, of why it had gone out so many times while I was actually smoking it. So yeah, I would say this cigar definitely has to be babied. So I'm gonna get here into the last third and be right back in 1 sec your time. So I am just about done with this here cigar. I'll say my biggest complaint about this cigar, which I would which I would go so far as to say that this cigar is billed as a premium cigar, and I've just had the worst time trying to keep the cigar lit. It would go out about every 2-3 minutes, something like that. 2-3 minutes that this cigar would go out while I'm consistently puffing on it. And for this being billed as a premium cigar, I just feel like it really put a negative aspect to it, with it being a good roll and a good burn when it was burning. But it just had so much trouble staying lit. I would actually not recommend anybody really trying these again after the first one, unless you're going to have this and your burn experience is just totally different. Please put something in the comments and let me know. But from just smoking this one and having all the trouble with it that I did, I would say it's not worth the $8-10 that they bill them at. We were actually having a discussion how these are actually rolled up in China with the older Cuba generation giving them oversight. Like, I just don't, and I don't know if it's because it was rolled in China, or if I just got one with a bad roll, but it doesn't seem like this is because of the construction of the cigar. It just seemed like it was something actually about the cigar and not actually about the actual production quality. But here in the last third, I've gotten a lot of chewy wood tones. Those spices are all gone, and it's really let it's really let the wood tones and that toastiness just really come out. So I would say overall not a really complex cigar either, not like what I was expecting on my initial first light. It's just kind of turned into one note of wooden toast. So I would say not a bad cigar, but not one that I would purchase again at that eight, nine, $10 range. So if you're not there already, brothersfinetobacco.com. Don't forget, if you'd like me to review a cigar for you, put something in the comments or feel free to shoot me an email. And as always, thank you for watching. I like to take great care on these finer cigars to light them with a single flame lighter so I can put it exactly where I want it, and so that I can know exactly what has already been toasted and what still needs to be. Control.